Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chesapeake Public Schools Family Empowerment Webinar presented by the Office of Family and Community Engagement, also known as FACE. I am Lisa Carey, one of the FACE specialists. Our office is recently expanded under the leadership of Andrea Vail, Director of Engagement, along with 6 Family and Community Engagement Specialists, as seen here on the screen, and 2 Family and Community Engagement Centers. Our office seeks to create meaningful partnerships in order to inspire, engage, and empower families, educators, and community agencies to support the initiatives of Chesapeake Public Schools. We are typically available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. and can be reached by our main phone line, 757-482-5923. You may also contact us via email at face, F-A-C-E, at cpschools.com. In the meantime, please check out our website with www.cpschools.com/family-engagement and follow us on Twitter at CPSFace. As the end of the school year approaches, we are winding down with our family engagement activities and events. Our final webinar for this school year is hosted by Navy Federal and is a series of financial literacy sessions to help students learn more about managing money, debit and credit cards, as well as learning more about loans and identity theft and more. The dates for these events is located on our screen. Registration is required. And if you're interested and would like to have more information, please email us at face@cpschools.com, or you can contact us at our office at 757-482-5923. We are excited to have you joining us tonight for information regarding our Chesapeake Preschool Initiative, as well as the Head Start programs. Also known as, CPI is also known as Chesapeake Preschool Initiative, I apologize, is also known as our CPI program. Before I turn the program over to Mrs. Lauren Perez, coordinator of CPI, I want to remind parents to place all of their questions in the Q&A. We disabled our chat feature, so please place all questions in our Q&A box located at the bottom of your screen. Also, this webinar will be recorded and placed on our YouTube channel for future references. At this time, I'll turn the program over to Lauren. Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you so much for coming to attend the For and Ready to Explore webinar tonight. I know the team here tonight and I are excited to give you some information regarding various options for preschool. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start exploring. And Ms. Carey, if I need to pause for a moment, please just let me know. So like Ms. Carey briefly mentioned, tonight we will do a brief overview of 3 possible preschool opportunities within Chesapeake Public Schools. We will start with the Chesapeake Preschool Initiative program, move on to Reverse Mainstream, and then highlight our Early Childhood Special Education program. After that, another community partner called Head Start will present a preschool option for you, and then Ms. Carey will briefly inform you of some community resources for our Chesapeake families. So to begin, let's dive into the Chesapeake Preschool Initiative, also known as CPI. Chesapeake Preschool Initiative is also known as CPI, so both titles are used interchangeably. And CPI is a free preschool program that is supported by the state for eligible 4-year-olds, but please know that there are limited spots within the Chesapeake Public Schools. Full day does mean that it is a full instructional day, which is in alignment with elementary and primary school times. And 5 days attendance is an expected participation component. So that means the day starts at 7:35 and it does conclude at 2:04. There are 7 schools that physically host CPI. Those are listed there. However, if your home school is not listed there, please know that we have a partner or feeder CPI school. And what that means is, for example, if you are technically zoned for Grassfield Elementary, their feeder school is Camelot Elementary. So your student would attend Camelot for the 1 year in CPI and then they would return along with the other CPI students from Grassfield back to Grassfield for their kindergarten year. If you are interested in learning more about what school your family's CPI zone would be, please contact our CPI department and we would be happy to assist you. Please note that transportation is provided by Chesapeake Public Schools, so your child is able to ride the bus to school if your child attends the school CPI has designated to you by that CPI zoning. As for the classroom, I am proud to say that CPI has a ratio of 1:9, which means that there are 18 students in a class with 2 highly qualified Chesapeake Public School educators, a teacher and a teacher assistant. Just to reiterate, the CPI teachers are Chesapeake Public School employees that have the same qualification expectations set forth by the Virginia Department of Education and have attained their teacher license. On the side of the slide, I have a sample schedule to show you an example of a typical day. The day is structured to be developmentally appropriate for 4-year-olds with a state-vetted preschool curriculum that focuses on social interactions, social emotional development, along with academic learning in math, science, history, and literacy with an intertwining curriculum of music, movement, and art. All of these combined help your child with kindergarten readiness. Please note that the day consists of an opportunity for breakfast, lunch, and snack, and there is a nap that is about an hour long that it does occur daily. Since this is a program designed to prepare preschoolers for school readiness by reducing disparities among young children, please understand that this is not a first come, first served program, and enrollment at the school is limited and not automatic. In order to be accepted into the CPI program, there are specific criteria that has to be met in order to be found eligible. Your child needs to be 4 years old by September 30th of this upcoming year, a Chesapeake resident, and align with at least one of the eligible factors. Some of the eligible factors are listed here, but please note that this does not include all of the possible factors. Due to the nature of the process, in order to understand every family's unique story, a screening needs to be conducted to determine full eligibility. So let's take a moment to go over each of the steps for possible acceptance and enrollment. First, you will need to apply, and I will go over the application details in a minute. After you have applied, the CPI office staff will reach out to you to schedule a screening appointment. The screening appointment will be with one parent or guardian, and it is done over the phone. It takes about 30 minutes to complete. Then the final step is to wait for your offer or your status. This will occur via email in July. So July is when you will receive your notification. If accepted, you will receive directions for completing the next steps of online registration and information on finishing enrollment at your designated CPI school. So let's review that first step of applying in a little more detail. So the application is on the Chesapeake Public Schools preschool website. It is an electronic application where you can complete it and submit it online. When you fill out the application, you will need to upload the required documents that are a part of the application process. The documents are needed are child's birth certificate, identification of the parent or guardian, proof of residence, and proof of income. For proof of residence, it can be a power bill, water bill, or gas bill. However, if you do not have any of these bills in your name, please reach out to the CPI department so we can give you guidance on how to best support your individual circumstance. We will also need you to submit your family's proof of income. That can include your W-2 or perhaps even 2 of your most recent pay stubs. In some circumstances, there are additional documents that need to be uploaded. Please take note of the if applicable documents to see if they apply to you and your family. For your convenience, these required documents are listed at the beginning of the online application for easy reference. So as I wrap up with CPI, I wanted to provide you with some CPI point of contact information. Please feel free to write this contact information down, or you can find this information on our Early Learning Preschool webpage found on the Chesapeake Preschool website. It also will appear again at the end of the presentation as well. A second option offered through Chesapeake Public School is referred to as reverse mainstream. The point of contact for this is Miss Lindsay Gove, who I am happy to help tonight by delivering some brief details about this program. Reverse Mainstream is an inclusive model program within the early childhood special education classroom. It is an inclusive preschool model that allows 3 and 4-year-old students who are considered non-disabled to integrate into their home zone school early child special education classes for either a full or half-day session to be served with children who have an identified delay or disability. The Reverse Mainstream program allows a variety of children to learn and play together, build self-esteem, develop acceptance of others, provides age-appropriate peer models, and includes developmentally appropriate activities. Residents of Chesapeake may enroll their 3 or 4-year-old children in the program. Space is limited and a tuition will be a flat fee based upon the days of attendance. Payment in full will be expected at the time of registration. In most cases, transportation is provided. Applications are available at schools with the early childhood special education classrooms or even all elementary and primary schools. Please note that the majority of the Reverse Mainstream students do attend half-day, and the hours for the AM classes are 7:35 to 10:20, and the PM classes are 11:20 to 2:04. So you have the contact information for the Reverse Mainstream on the screen in front of you. Ms. Gove and Ms. Nichols from the Department of Exceptional Learning would be happy to assist you and answer any additional questions you might have. The last preschool program offered through Chesapeake Public Schools is Early Childhood Special Education. This is a preschool program for students ages 2 through 5 who have identified developmental delays or identified disabilities according to the guidelines set forth by the Virginia Department of Education. In alignment with the Virginia Code, the Chesapeake Public School Division adheres to the expectation of child find, which is the process of finding and identifying children with potential special education needs. If you have concerns about your child's development and they are between the ages of 2 and 5, please do not hesitate to call Edwards Wilson Center and speak with our preschool secretary or child study committee chair to gain additional information regarding the special education referral process. And both of their contact information is listed on the screen as well. The long-term goal for preschool-age children with a delay or disability is to participate in early intervention in order to narrow the gap of delay when compared to same-age peers by the time that they reach school age. However, please understand that not all students with a medical diagnosis or a slight delay might qualify for early childhood special education services. Preschool-age students from the age of 2 may be eligible for service under one or more of the listed categories. If found eligible, students are enrolled in their home zone schools unless attendance is full. Individualized education programs are developed to target specific areas of need for every child. The Early Childhood Special Education program is free of charge and services are provided through half-day sessions. Just a reminder, the times for the AM session are 7:35 to 10:20 and the PM session is 11:20 to 2:04. For more information, please reach out to Lindsay Gove or Linda Nichols at the Edwards Wilson Center. The phone number is provided for you at the bottom of the slide. And of course, we will recap all of the contact information again at the end. That concludes the information on the 3 preschool opportunities offered through Chesapeake Public Schools, the Chesapeake Preschool Initiative, Reverse Mainstream, and Early Childhood Special Education. We will now explore one preschool opportunity with a program called Head Start with Ms. Collins.
Okay, thank you very much for that great introduction. Again, my name is Akiri Collins, and I am a Family Service Manager with Hampton Roads Community Action Program. And today I'll be presenting information about our Head Start program. Okay, Head Start is a national federal funded early childhood program that offers school readiness skills and other comprehensive services to children and families ages 3 and 4 in efforts to help them to become self-sufficient. This is a free program for children who turn 3 or 4 on or before September 30th of the current school year. Our focus in Head Start is to offer comprehensive services in the following areas: education, health, dental, nutrition, mental health, home visits, disabilities, family partnership building, school readiness, and parent engagement. Okay, inside our Head Start classrooms, we have a full day program, which operates Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., with the exception of our site Carver, which is in Chesapeake. That location opens from 8:15 a.m. until 2:45 p.m. And we also open our doors 15 minutes before instruction time begins to allow parents time to sign in. Each classroom is staffed with qualified nurturing teachers. We use the creative curriculum, which is an early childhood curriculum designed to foster children's social, emotional, physical, cognitive, and language development, as well as enhance learning in literacy, math, social studies, the arts, and technology. Head Start also provides support with referrals and assistance in the classroom for children with disabilities. Another benefit is that we offer free meals, so we do serve free breakfast, lunch, and an afternoon snack for all of our students. A family must live in one of the cities that we serve, which are Hampton, Newport News, which also offers early Head Start as well as Head Start. Also Portsmouth, Chesapeake, and Norfolk. Okay. If you're interested in applying, you can go to our website, which is www.hrcapinc.org to complete an online application. You will have the opportunity to upload your supporting documents as well, but if you're unable to at that time, it's okay. We can receive those from you afterwards. Once you've completed your online application, you will receive a next steps document via email, which lets you know what to expect next. We will begin pulling applications for the 23-24 program year in May. If you have ever completed an online application, you will not need to complete another one, meaning if you've had an older child who's attended or applied with us previously, you don't have to complete another one. You can reach out to us directly to update your application information. Finally, if you have any questions, you can send us correspondence to our HRCAP email address on our flyer, which is headstart@hrcapinc.org. Okay, so thank you. And I'm going to turn the program back over to Ms. Lisa.
Thank you, Akiri. The next thing that I'd like to go over is childcare resources. This is our childcare resource page, and each of the highlighted areas will be sent to you via email today, so you don't have to worry about locating the email address or the website address for each of these resources. The first resource that I'd like to talk about today is Childcare VA. This information provides resources related to childcare with licensing, also with childcare subsidy and professional development. Families are now eligible for subsidy money if in the need that you need to get extra assistance for paying for childcare. You can also go to Childcare VA to find childcare centers that are in your area and your zip code. Common Help is a provides financial assistance to eligible families, and they also work with providing helping with childcare costs, and they can also work with you to provide educational programs that are available based on your income. Childcare Aware delivers services to families and childcare professionals and communities to increase accessibility, availability, and quality of childcare in Virginia. They have a lot of other resources that will connect you to things like CHKD, the Right Start program, and also will provide you with information of getting health and immunization information. Ready, Set, Register is to find kindergarten registration information specific to Southampton Roads. This is a program that's done through -9 to 5. Again, all of our areas have decided that kindergarten registration will be, our big day is today, April 19th. And so no matter where you are in the 757, April 19th, kindergarten registration is open and available to all families. The Basics is the Hampton Roads Basics And they have 5 fun, simple, and powerful ways that every family can give every child a great start in life. They give you a lot of resources to provide you with ways to get your child ready for CPI program, the Head Start program, and also kindergarten. And then last but not least is our resource guide. Our resource guides are located in all of our Chesapeake Public Schools, particularly in the guidance department. This is a resource for all of our citizens. And the purpose behind the resource guide is to show that everyone from birth to 55 and better can thrive in this area with all of the resources that are provided by Chesapeake Resource Guide. Again, this information will be sent to you via email at the conclusion of this webinar. All right, so here we have our contact information. Give families one last minute to add any questions that you may have as we're concluding our webinar. But again, if you have any questions related to Chesapeake Preschool Initiative Program, please make sure you reach out to Lauren Perez, the CPI coordinator. Her information is located here on the screen. Again, if you have any questions regarding the reverse mainstream and early childhood special education programs, you can contact Ms. Lindsay Grove and Ms. Linda Nichols in reference to getting information for those programs. And then last but not least, we have the Head Start program. Ms. Akiri Collins provided you with information today. If you would like to participate with the Head Start program, please make sure you reach out via their email, headstart@hrcapinc.org. At this time, I'm going to check and see if we have any questions. Let's see. I have one question so far that asks the income requirements. Is there a guideline or a sheet that covers all of the income requirements for CPI? Lauren?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, it took me a minute to unmute. Okay. So CPI has to follow the Virginia Department of Education VPI guidelines on income, and they receive it from the federal guideline poverty levels. So if you're interested in seeing those, you are welcome to Google federal poverty guidelines, and then you will see the different levels that we have to adhere to.
Okay, and I have another question related to special education. I'm moving and my child already has an IEP. What do I do?
Great question. So if your child already has an IEP from another district, you would want to reach out to the Edwards Wilson Center to let them know. Please do not contact your home school because they'll just refer you back to Edwards Wilson. Fantastic question. Thank you.
Yes, and this will be for both Akiri and Lauren. If families don't have access to a computer or the internet to fill out the application, what steps do they need to do to get their application completed?
Another great question. Ms. Collins, I'll go first if you don't mind. If you do not have access to a computer, it's okay. If you have another technological device, such as a smartphone or a tablet, our application is, I'll call it technology savvy in terms that it can be used on multiple platforms. If you do not have any technological device at all, please do not hesitate to call our CPI department, and we can get you in touch with assistance with that, or perhaps even give you a hard copy application.
All right, Akiri, what about you for Head Start?
Okay, thank you. For Head Start, you can actually email us and we'll give you a call back, or you can call us directly where we can do the application over the phone. If you want to call directly, our number is 757-673-0548. And then we'll just help you out over the phone for the application.
Great, ladies. Okay, I have another CPI question. Can I just go to my child's school and enroll my child?
No, unfortunately, you cannot do that because we are a special program. We are not universal preschool like kindergarten and first grade and on up. So because of that, we have to adhere to that special criteria that I was referencing earlier. So we have to make sure that we apply to the CPI program first and then take the appropriate steps afterward. So unfortunately, you cannot just go to the school and enroll your child for preschool at Chesapeake Public Schools.
All right, and this question is for Ms. Akiri Collins. Is transportation available for Head Start?
That's a great question. So yes, we do have transportation. However, it is not guaranteed for everyone. It's basically we try to determine which areas have the highest need for the transportation, and then we'll offer it to specific areas.
Okay, great. What about potty training, ladies? Does a child have to be potty trained in order to enter either one of your programs?
No, potty training is not a requirement for Head Start. We'll actually provide resources and help the parents and assist with potty training in the beginning of the year. Although it's not a requirement, I highly encourage that we begin introducing the toilet training prior to them coming into the classroom, only because we don't want them to be shocked because it is a part of the scheduled day where they take regular bathroom breaks.
All right,
And
great. Thank you. What?
You're good.
Yes,
And
Lauren, what about you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And it's the same for CPI. It is not a requirement. Just like Ms. Collins mentioned, we highly encourage you to start working on that beforehand. If your child is not, the teacher will collaborate with you. And please know that it is a joint effort between the parent and the school to work with resources and strategies to help your child become potty trained. And I know it's the same for Head Start as well. So that was a great question, Ms. Carey. Thank you for both of us.
Yes. Now for reverse mainstream, do we need to visit the school to get the application?
From my understanding, you can pick it up at the school, yes, or you can go to Edwards Wilson. I do not believe that they can email that to you, but I do not want to misspeak. So if you would like to get a definite answer on that, please email Ms. Gove or Ms. Nichols, and they'll be able to accurately answer that for you.
All right, thank you. And do you offer after school care for parents that work? Either one of the programs, I guess.
At this time, we actually don't have a wraparound or after-school program. However, we partner with several daycares in the area where either they provide transportation back and forth for wraparound services, or we actually provide transportation to several daycares in the area.
Yes, and you can also find that information out in Childcare Aware. They will give you a list of childcare services throughout the area, and you can find out whether that particular childcare service offers transportation from the school to their daycare center. Lauren, do you want to chime in on that one?
You guys answered it beautifully. The same answer applies to CPI. We do not have a formal daycare after school. However, we do have partnerships that sometimes the buses can transport to, depending on what zone you're in and what daycare the zone is in. But that resource page that Ms. Carey had shared is a wonderful resource to be able to help guide you through that.
Absolutely. Okay, and I think I've got one more question. What if my child's school zone doesn't have a CPI program?
So in order for me to be able to answer that question, I would have to know your address, and I respect that that's a confidential information piece. So I highly encourage you to reach out to our CPI department tomorrow, and you're welcome to call us or email us and tell us your address, and we'll be able to answer that right away for you.
All right, ladies, it looks like this concludes our webinar for tonight. I want to thank you, Lauren Perez and Akiri Collins, for sharing your wealth of knowledge on both Chesapeake Preschool Initiative, as well as the Reverse Mainstream Early Childhood Special Education Program, as well as our Head Start program. All of these are phenomenal programs to get our students ready for kindergarten and prepared for early education. So I greatly appreciate you sharing this information with us. Again, families, this will be recorded and placed on our YouTube channel within the next few days. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to face@cpschools.com for more information. At this time, this concludes our webinar. And remember, families and communities work better together. Thank you and have a great evening.